Hello and welcome back to Alteryx Weekly Challenge with me, Nick Bignell. This is challenge number 26, and for a reminder of those of you who have maybe not seen this before, these are weekly challenges on the Alteryx community website that you can run through yourselves to try and improve your Alteryx skills. So I thought it'd be a good idea to try and do it myself and record it as I went. So yeah, enjoy. If you plan to do it yourself, maybe recommend you go and do that right now and then come back and watch the recording when you've done it and see how different you did it to the way I've done it. Okay, let's get started with this particular challenge. This is challenge 26. So let me just make this bigger so we can see what we're doing. In this case, the use case is in order to audit their employees' expense reports, a service company would like to calculate how far in miles their technician is travelling from their hotels to the work site and then their destination hotel on a daily basis. It seems a bit Big Brother to me. Normally you would just anyway, whatever. The data, the source is collected in a way that record one contains a spatial object. For those of you that don't know, a spatial object is basically a coordinate or point in space or on a map. For the beginning hotel or for day 1, record 2 is the spatial object for the work site for that same day, and then record 3 is the spatial object for the ending hotel. So you've got 3 coordinates or points. This pattern repeats itself for 3 successive days. So find the distance on the daily basis. The technician is either driving or straight line distance if you don't have spatial data available. Now I don't have spatial data available, so we'll work it on the straight line, but basically we want to work out the distance from the hotel in the morning to the work site to the hotel in the evening. Seems straightforward enough. Okay, so let's have a look at the data. In here we have the site, a hotel. Let's make this a little bit wider so we can see. So we have the hotel and then the spatial object and then the date. So the first 3 are the 1st of January. Actually had to work on New Year's Day. Okay, 2014, and then the 2nd of January 2014. What is slightly odd is that the start point for the next day is not the hotel that he finished at, which is bizarre, but there you go. Must have changed hotels in the middle of the night. Anyway, let's try and work this out. So I think what we want to do is now, for spatial, we can use something called distance calculator. So this calculates the distance or drive time between a point and another point, line, or polygon. Let's just drag that in. Some room. Okay, so we need 2 points on the same line to do that. But these are on different rows, so we need to try to transform them to get them on different rows to the same row. That's I think a cross tab. So if we just bring that in and then bring it down, you can see that we have. First thing is group data by these values. So we want to group it by the date, as we want to know, and we want the site, which is columns are hotel or the space, the workplace, and then the values are the actual spatial object or the coordinates that we want. Now we can only take the first or last because we've got these A1, A2, A3, which means that this will be spread. Now what can we do? We can change this to be a different point, but then we'll have 2 hotels. Let's quickly just change that field so it's not A1, A2, but call it worksite or something. So that should help. Let's put that in there, and we'll just call it work site, and then what we'll do is we'll take so if the site equals hotel, then hotel else something else. So we don't actually, we just want to call it site, don't we? So let's just call this site, or just use the site thing. And what we want to change it from, so we call it an if statement, so control conditional if, so if site calls hotel, case sensitive probably, then we can keep it as a site because it's just going to be hotel. Else we're going to call it site and if. Okay. Then what we're going to do here is group that, and then we'll take the first initially, and then in here, let's just run this, that will fail. But so what we have at the end of this transpose is we've got the hotel, the first hotel for each date, which will be the morning one, and then the work S. What we wanted. Yeah, so what we've got here is it changed it to work S, interestingly, not work site. Let's just make that small. Because it's only got 5 characters. String. Okay, interesting. It doesn't really matter, I guess we can. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we can calculate the morning distance from the hotel to the work site. We don't need the direction, we don't need anything, we just need miles. We just do that. What we get is the distance miles in the morning. Okay, so what we can do is then just put a select distance in miles, and then we can change this to be morning distance. Morning distance. Okay. Now if we run that, what we end up with is the distance each morning from the hotel, not a huge amount, so even this one is, which is just under 3 miles. And then we, what we can do is then copy that whole thing and paste it below. Now the only difference that we need to make here, well, there's a couple of differences, are we want to take, we want to change that, and then we want to take the last, so that we get the last one, and in here we want to change that to evening distance. If we run that, what we get then is the distance from the hotel to the worksite, well, actually from the worksite to the hotel in the evening. So that then we just need to bring that together. So we can join that back together. And we just want to join it by date. So date and date. So that will bring the same date. We don't need the date repeated. We don't need any of this repeated. Just want the morning and the evening distance. Because if we look in the results, what we're after here is just the date and the distance, and then what we can do is just add the two together. So if we're doing in a field, we put it there, it's sum underscore distance miles, and we can create a new field called sum underscore distance miles. And then that will be a double, and it's simply taking the morning distance and adding the evening distance. We run that. There we have 4.1, 4.4 and 3.6. What's this say in here? 4.1, 4.4, 4.4. 3.6. Brilliant. So let's just clean that up with a select. Don't need these two anymore. Date and put a browse at the end and run that. And then check against that. And it's exactly the same. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching. Join me again next time. Bye.